Different stories have been told and heard about how people were lured to embark on the hazardous journey through the Mediterranean Sea and the desert with the promise of greener pastures. With the record of over 27 million men, women, adults and children currently trafficked to various parts of the world, the menace has continued to be a global concern.
There was one of the victims that was reported from Libya. I listened to that woman very well. She said she had to sell her house at Benin to embark on that journey. She regretted ever doing that. The money that property fetched her was well enough to establish her in Nigeria, but she chose to go and hustle, in quote.
Hence, the need for this gathering was for experts to come together to prefer better ways to address the challenge of human trafficking which persists in Nigeria. With the theme Ending Human Trafficking and Irregular Migration, massive campaign and education down to the rural areas was a major idea brought up as one of the solutions.
That education, that awareness, we need it. We need to let people know that it is not all about traveling abroad.
The reportage in Nigeria is quite low. People see things that they don't report because most times they don't know the indicators. So it's very good to also educate young people.
Also to honor ourselves and create standards that will not be compromised despite the enticements traffickers or people may come bring our way.
I want to see a change, a massive change in Nigeria and Africa at large. To cut down this issue of human trafficking, if possible, stop it.
The experts called on the government to provide enabling environment for the people to quench their thirst and desperation, especially the youth, from seeking a perceived better life outside the country. In Abuja, Oyeyemi Ajayi, NTA News.
Well, with me in the studio to sustain the conversation and line of thought on migrational issues is the founder, Hope Without Borders Foundation, Mrs. Queen Aina. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Now, you were at the symposium and, the front burner was rebuilding the societal value system as a major step towards curbing irregular migration and human trafficking. Do you share this view?
Yes, definitely I do. Our societal values need to be reviewed. It's a guideline for the society. Linking human trafficking with our societal values, government really need to check their policies. When our policies are in place, definitely human trafficking will be reduced, just the way Ebola was tackled. If our government could be able to tackle human trafficking, believe you me, in 2 months' time, human trafficking and illegal migration will be drastically reduced.
Now, you talk about tackling it. What are the ways, what are the measures put in place to tackle it? Is there a way of collaboration between concerned agencies in Nigeria and those abroad to punish offenders?
Yes, definitely. With the symposium that we had today in the afternoon in Transcorp Hilton, we were able to come together, organizations, NGOs, NAPTIP. We were able to look at the challenges that we've had in the past, bring in more solutions. By the time organizations, NGOs, the government put in more money into NAPTIP, organizations partner with NAPTIP, we should be able to drive into the grassroots to sensitize the people in the village, not just by doing the campaign in town. When we have to do campaign in town, the people, the major targets are not being heard. They can't get the message. But by the time we take the drive to the village, we go house to house, we sensitize them, we enlighten them about the dangers of human trafficking. By so doing, we should be able to achieve a lot.
Now, we're talking about human trafficking, and we can't discuss this without talking about the Child Rights Act. We hear that 13 states are yet to sign the Child Rights Act. Why is this so, and what can be done to ensure that these states do so? The child rights, the agencies in place need to push those 13 states that are remaining to sign the act. Well, NAPTIP is the organization in the forefront against human trafficking and other offenses. Do you think they're doing enough, and what can be done to, you know, spur them to do more?
Well, that's a good one. Thank you. NAPTIP have really done so well in the fight against human trafficking and irregular migration. What we need more about, what we need from government is to push more funds to NAPTIP to be able to fight the crime. The crime, it's not just, it's not only in Nigeria, but it's a global problem. So it's when money is being channeled to them, they could be able to fight more. They could be able to send more agencies, NGOs, individuals that are willing to assist in the fight. We need to go to the grassroots to be able to tackle this problem. They've been able to achieve, empower the returnees in different skills. And we believe with more funding from the federal government, they should be able to do more. And by so doing, you find out that the youth would not want to go to other countries for greener pastures when they know the society, it's okay for them to dwell in, for them to grow. Let's take, for example, when a graduate finishes a school, and you know, after the NYSC process, you believe, okay, when you're out of school, your 1 year NYSC, you want to get a job. After some years, you've not gotten a job. We youths need to encourage ourselves. We need to, like, okay, if I don't get a job, why don't I empower myself? Then by so doing, the human trafficking process is going to reduce drastically.
So we're talking about creating more awareness.
More awareness, more funding to NAPTIP.
Thank you very much for your thoughts.